All right, now let's take a look at the logical operators. We use these operators to make decisions based on multiple conditions. In JavaScript, we have three types of logical operators: logical AND, logical OR, and NOT. Let's see each of these operators in action. So I'm going to start with the logical AND, which is indicated by two ampersands. So here's the basic rule of thumb. This logical AND returns true if both operands are true. What do I mean by that? Well, let's do a console.log true and true. So we have two operands, they're both true. So the result of evaluating this expression will be true. Let's have a look on the console. Look, here we get true. Now, if either of these is false, the result will be false. So I'm going to change this to false, save the changes. Note that we get false on the console. It doesn't matter which one is false. If I make the other one false or both of them false, we'll still get false. So logical AND returns true if both operands are true. Now you might be asking, what is a real-world use case for this operator? Well, let's imagine we want to build an application for approving loans. So we want to see if the applicant has high income and good credit score, then they will be eligible for loan. So I'm going to delete all this and declare a couple of variables. High income, we're going to set that to true, and good credit score, we're going to set that to true as well. So here we're dealing with two conditions. We want to make sure that the applicant has high income and good credit score. That's where we use the logical AND. So we can declare another variable, eligible for loan. And this is where we use the logical AND operator. So high income and good credit score. Now, if we log this on the console, eligible for loan, we should get true. And here's the result. Now let's take a look at the logical OR. So logical OR is indicated by two vertical lines. And this returns true if one of the operands is true. It doesn't matter which one, whether the one on the left or the one on the right or both of them. As long as we have one true operand, the result of this expression will be true. So here's an example. I'm going to replace this logical AND with logical OR. Now in this case, both operands are true, so the result of this expression will also be true. Let's have a look. So I'm going to save the changes. We get true. Now if I change one of these to false, we still get true. It doesn't matter which one is true. As long as we have one operand in this expression that evaluates to true, the result of this expression will also be true. So this is how we use the logical OR. And finally, let's look at the NOT operator. That is indicated by an exclamation mark. So let's imagine if the applicant is not eligible for loan, we want to consider their application as refused. So we can declare another variable, application refused. Here we use the NOT operator. We apply it on eligible for loan. So this is what happens here. If eligible for loan is true, this NOT operator will convert that to false. So whatever we give it, it will give us the opposite. In this case, if eligible for loan is true, this will convert that to false, and application refused will be false. Because if someone is eligible for loan, we don't want to refuse their application, right? So application refused is always the opposite of eligible for loan. And that's where we use the NOT operator. So let's see this in action. I'm going to change both these conditions to false. So we're dealing with someone who has low income and bad credit score. Obviously, they are not eligible for loan. So let's log this on the console. Eligible for loan. And we can also add a label. So I'm going to add a string, eligible. And here we add comma. Then we apply the NOT operator to set the application refused variable Let's do another console.log, application refused, and here we log application refused variable. Now let's see what we get on the console. So save the changes. You can see this applicant is not eligible because eligible is false, and application refused is true because it's always the opposite of eligible for loan.